All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Donovan Saadiq. I'm also known as the Inland Empire and Farmer locally, and nationally, I'm known as the Recovering Democrat, the Black Yul Brynner. If you guys don't know who Yul Brynner is, look him up. I'm sure a lot of people have actually knows who he is. They just younger people, they just don't know the name. Great actor, won the I believe the best actor in the 1950s. Uh, Famously known for The Magnificent Seven with Steve McQueen, but he was also played Ramses in the famous Charlton Heston Ten Commandments. So, hey, Jacoby, good to see you. Good to see you. Portland, Oregon. I hope it's nice and. I was up in Tacoma, and I was stationed in Tacoma, Washington, up at McCord Air Force Base. It was nice and cold up there. I loved it. Just too gray. It's always gray up there. I don't know what it is, but when it's clear and beautiful, it's clear and beautiful. So anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time because I got to go and volunteer at the hardware store over here. I want to share with you guys a local situation that we have here in my city. Now, I live on a border state. I'm in Southern California. So the problems that we're having across the nation with these immigrants is nothing new to Southern California. But this is what we keep telling you FBAs out there to be mindful when these people, tethers, or whoever they may be, start running for elected office. They spread a narrative that is totally not true. And it really goes against FBAs. For every illegal person that is in this country that holds a job, that is a job that an FBA cannot have. Oh, but what about the jobs in the field? Ain't no Negroes going to take no job like that. You don't know that. You don't know that. So for every illegal that is in the country, it hurts FBAs. But I want to share this video of a local girl in my city, and she is talking about basically, what do they say, harboring fugitives and helping fugitives. And this is the narratives that these young Hispanics are spreading. But when you go to them and you tell them, go down to Tijuana right now without going through the border process and see what happens to you. Why aren't you guys protesting Mexico's immigration laws that are almost exactly similar to the United States and most nations around the world? So check a look at this video here and just see if you guys understand what she's saying and the lunacy in what she's saying, and how they keep talking about brown and black, brown and black, brown and black, when there never was any brown and black. Not on our part, on their part. So take a look at this video and tell me what you guys think. Let me see if I can get this thing to share here. I'm going to bring it up. And here we go. Okay. The sound's really low, but that's on the video. I don't know how to do that, but if you kind of could get to it, listen to what she was basically saying. And I'll just sum it up for you guys. She says in there, she was saying all the key trigger words: racial profiling, separations of families, agents to be masked. Now, I want you guys to understand this is the American system, education system is shit, because we don't teach people their basic rights and what to know. What is the supreme law of the land? The Constitution, federal. That's everybody. No matter what you're on, you have all of these rights. How can a city mandate a federal agency to not wear masks? Even in you have who takes precedence? You have, let's say, a good example, the city of Chicago, right? You have the Chicago police. You have the Cook County sheriffs. Who's higher? Who is the higher authority? The sheriff, because the sheriff is in charge of the whole county, where the police is just in charge of that city. They have no jurisdiction outside of that city, right? So the sheriff has more broad powers. So if the police did something, you would have to go to the sheriff to investigate the police or higher, right? Federal government, whatever. And, you know, these people just don't understand how things work here. But notice the trigger words she used, racial profiling. Do you see how they keep trying to drag Black people into their bullshit? You know, the young people. And if you missed it, she talked about if you're not indigenous to this area, then you're an immigrant too. Bullshit. It doesn't matter if we're not immigrant of this indigenous to this area of the country. This area of the country was purchased by the United States for $15 million. So if you're an American, you can enjoy being over here because this was legally purchased in a war Mexico lost. I was watching a video the other day explaining why the United States didn't annex Mexico entirely during the Mexican-American War. Number one, because they were already an established people and it would be a long insurgency. It's like when we went to the Philippines in the Spanish-American War, and look how long that insurgency took. And that was just in the Philippines. Just think how long an insurgency would take and how much money and treasure would take in Mexico. See, these are the stories that the Mexicans and the Hispanics don't tell the younger people, because they know the younger people aren't going to research this. This is not stolen land. This was purchased land because they lost the war so damn badly. Those of you guys that are Marines, what is one of the hymns in the Marine Corps song? From the halls of Montezuma. What is Montezuma? Mexico City. We basically marched all the way on their capital and just took over their whole country. They better think, well, thank God, they got it back. We didn't annex the whole damn thing and don't have to give them anything. So look up the Treaty of El Delgado, and that will explain what actually was the purchasing power of the United States. So don't want to take up too much of your time, but again, if you're FBA, stop. And ladies, if you're a Black woman, stop with this bullshit. Stop it. Mind your business. Go take care of your kids. Go get your nails done. Go get your hair done. Stop worrying about other people's problems, because when we are shot down in the streets, where are they? Ask yourself that. Some of their major leaders in the 1950s and 60s said, the Black man's problem is not my problem. But yet they want us to be crash dummies for them. Don't be a crash dummy. Please, you guys, don't go out there and be a crash dummy. Mind your business. At every level, they're trying all of this brown and black, brown and black. Well, I'll tell you what, if you want Black people to help you in your fight, let's see you march for reparations first. When you're serious about my issue, then I'll be serious about your issue. Because black people, we've been telling you this stuff for years about the police and law enforcement. Oh, if you guys would just follow the law. Oh, you guys are exaggerating. Oh my gosh. Well, if you guys would stop being criminals to each other, that's what they say. But I don't know if you guys noticed that. If you notice that most of the people, we have 5 council members on my city council. One of them is black, basically ineffective. She's a black female that's with the bullshit, right? Everybody, she's with the everybody thing. Oh, me, my kids. Oh, we've got to get along. Oh, we've got to do this. Black people have been trying to get along for years, warning these people how the white man gets down. So if 5 of 6 or 4 of 5 council members are Hispanic origin, what are the chances this narrative is going to even take even farther effect within your city? So when you see these people running for office, do not vote for them. Don't vote for the black person either if they're on that bullshit, okay? Vote your interests. And one of your interests, if you're FBA, is to get these illegals out of here. So anyway, right, sit back, take a deep breath, go on that trip, ladies. And one of the biggest problems that we have is our black feminist females. They're on that bullshit. These people do not like us. They bring their racism here. It's been caught time and time and time again. You don't have to physically be at your city council, but you can send an email. You can watch it on YouTube. I'm very sure you guys have a feed there, or your public access TV channel to know what's going on. But this is the bullshit that they do. And a lot of city councils at the local level are passing your tax dollars to help fund illegal activity with these illegal aliens. But let a black person or a veteran need homeless things, there's no funds. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. Before I get out of here, let me say hello to everybody. Leisha Monroe, good to see you. Rins, Jacoby. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names. Mwindam Begubinki. I'm sorry. I can't. My tongue. And even then, I'm not going to march. I got trauma. I'm good. Exactly. Herschel, good to see you. Guys, this shit starts at the local levels. This is where they're getting their funding. The Democrat, you see what I'm saying? They could find this money and flow it into these nonprofits to fight the federal government. The highest power in this land is the federal government. We're going to pass an ordinance that federal agents can't wear masks. Where did you get that authority? We already fought that question. Who has ultimate authority, the states or the federal government? And guess what? The federal government won. The highest law in the land is federal law. So, you guys just, pass on the word. We're going into silly season. It's midterms. I know a lot of people are pissed off at this or pissed off at that, but ask yourself this. I don't know if you guys saw this. I posted on my Facebook page. Tom Holloman was given an award by Obama as the #1 guy on deportation. And as we know, Obama deported more people than anybody, right? When Obama was doing this, sanctuary cities were cooperating, blue states were cooperating. There was no problem with Obama doing what he did. Now, if you like Trump, whatever, I'm not a Trump supporter, but the fact of the matter is he's doing something that benefits my people. So I'm going to support that. Let's work together where we can work together. Where we disagree, let's disagree on that, okay? Put that to the side, but let's work where we can work together. The same guy is doing the same exact job for Donald Trump, and all of a sudden there's a problem. So So when I see these people that are against immigration, illegal immigration, because I'm for legal immigration, they're very disingenuous. They're very disingenuous because you didn't say a damn word when a Democrat president was doing it. But because of your hatred of Trump, oh, it's a problem. Oh my gosh. Right. Leisha Monroe says it. Only a handful of people protested Obama regarding the deportations. And most of those people that protested were illegal Hispanics, their families or whatever it was. But everybody sit back, continue to chill. Don't fall for this bullshit. And don't let your tax dollars be used to help fund an illegal activity. Let these ICE agents do what they're doing. And they don't even bring this up. Did you guys notice that most of these ICE agents are Latino? Have you guys noticed that? It ain't the black people in general that are deporting, helping deport these people. Hey, Mo, good morning. It's mostly their fellow brethren that just want to check. They just want to work. Have you guys noticed that? When you see, I don't see a lot of black colored people grabbing folks. It's other Latinos doing it. Puerto Rican, whatever, wherever they come from, doing all of this stuff. Cuban, whatever. The people that can speak Spanish, That's why, you guys, it's also very important. If you have young kids in school, dual immerse them in another language, mostly Spanish. Please do that because that is going to help them to get jobs later on. Because, again, all of this immigration that has happened, it's one of those things. So again, I'm going to go and go volunteer at this thing. I'm going to drop some more videos as I can. Man, I get home and I just go straight to bed. I eat something, I go straight to bed, take care of the animals, and then I go. But thank you guys for listening to me real quick. I wanted to get that video out because I talked at City Council. If you saw my YouTube page here, I talked at City Council and I bring up a lot of great parts. Mo, we are bringing back, we're getting the KC-46 aircraft to replace our KC-135s at the base over there. I retired at the base over there. And we're the only mobility base in Southern California. You got all these Marines in Southern California, and there's no active duty mobility base. We have a reserve base, which is historic. Anybody that was anybody commanded here at March Air Reserve Base, formerly Air Force Base. So with things heating up in China, I was able to bring up another veterans idea of reconstituting a veterans committee. Now think about this. Veterans committee, you've got people that are experienced, right? Not just in military stuff, just in life. But when it comes to that base for us is the biggest employer of our city, okay? So an active duty base on average pumps in about $65 million in the local economy, an active duty base. This reserve base here went down to about $16 million. So that's a lot of money, right? A lot of business, local businesses, dry cleaners made a lot of money. Mo can tell you, if you're a dry cleaner, there's always a dry cleaner by a military base. There's a lot of strip clubs by military bases too, but that's okay too. We support single moms, right? So there are always certain entities around military bases. There's always like a bar by a military base. So, these things actually happen, you guys. So we're going to get the KC-46 coming down, and we just broke ground over there. But that's money that the city doesn't even know about, right? Because you got a lot of people on the city council that have no military experience, just like our Congress. They have no military experience. So they don't know what's going on, only what they see in the movies, right? So by giving a veterans board, we can get experienced people, and Mo, you know this. You're a senior NCO that have experience and know the lay of the land and know the military speak and the acronyms, right? So if we got this board, because over there they have a retiree office as well, we could help people who are veterans get their benefits, do what they got to do, point them in the right direction, and also keep the city connected with the base a lot closer and give them ideas. I was stationed at the base, so I know some things that a lot of people that are there don't know, right? Certain things, hideout spots, things like that. You know what I'm talking about, right? And and it'll pump more money into the economy. And like I said, that base is in caretaker status. So at any time, the federal government could come in and reactivate that base. As we know, Mo, you remember Buckley Air National Guard Base in Colorado? What is it now? It was for years, it was active. Then it went into Air National Guard Base status for over 40 years. It was a guard base. Then they reactivated it. Now it's an active duty base. So that could happen for us here. And we do have an active duty KC-135 squadron there under the total force concept. So again, if you guys want to make changes in your cities, you guys can form these committees in your city. You just have to put the proposal in and do what you got to do. So I think, you know, and we got a lot of generals and colonels here. These people have connections. Think about that. Connections with Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon. These guys know stuff. You know, so Mo says, yeah, they need people who had boots on the ground that know what is needed. Who do you propose it to? You just go to your city council, and if you have a city manager, just write it up, send an email to get it in the public record, and it goes into the public record, and then you go to city council and they talk about it, because every city has like the elderly committee, the planning commission. They got commissions, and they could make these commissions, because you think about it, most commissions don't bring the city money. They take money from the city to do things like the art commission. They need money from the city to do the art thing, and, you know, and contract with artists and stuff. But a veterans committee, we bring money to the city. And so I've been proposing that for a little over a year, and they're going to take it up at the next city council meeting. So they're going to set it up, and they were like, well, Donovan, you know, we want you on the committee. I can't be on the committee. Why? Because if I'm on the committee, I'm silenced. I can't do what I do. I can't talk about certain things. So Donovan will not be on the committee, even though I helped propose it. But like you, Mo, if I had a friend like you around, and I got one, her name is Aja Smith, she would be a great person to chair the committee. The guy that originated the idea, Scott, if he's available, he would chair the committee. And I'm very sure all these generals running around here and colonels, there are going to be a bunch of those people that want to be on the committee. And this committee will bring the city money. You know, when you got a military base near or in your city, and you have veterans running around there, and you don't have a veterans committee, you guys need to get on that. You guys need to get on that. This is how our base ended up going into reserve status, because there was nobody advocating for it, telling them, no, you can't close the base because of this, this, and this. How do you have, as long as California is, the only mobility base is Travis, and they expect a 40 to 60-year-old airplane, C5 airframe, to fly down to March without any problems, pick up all of these Marines, and take them to the fight. Doesn't make any sense. But if somebody had told them that, maybe it would have been a different situation or whatever. But I do know this, if you're near a reserve base or whatever, the more assets you bring to that base, the more valuable the base is in the strategic planning of the United States. So the more assets you can bring, like here at March, we have drones. We have a drone school. We have KC-135s. We have C-17s. We have a customs over there. We have, of course, we have Amazon, because we let them share the runway. Amazon over there. But the more stuff you bring, we have Navy. It's a joint base. We have Navy. We have Marine. We have Army things. So the more assets you have, the more strategic that base becomes. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm stuck here. And then our national cemetery is right across the highway 2 miles from here, from the base. So I had it all planned out when this was active duty base. That's why I came back here. Everything I needed was here. You got mountains and snow. You just got to drive to it. LA, Vegas, Mexico, San Diego. Mo, you're from here. So you know the Inland Empire, this area, strategic. Everything you need is in one spot. So good morning, Miss Sweets. So let me get out of here. I'll get back on here a little bit later. But again, when you see these people talking about brown and black and using these trigger words, don't fall for that. Ladies, go get your nails done. Go get your hair done. Good morning, Miss Sweets. Go out to dinner with your man and, take your kids somewhere, do something. Take a rest, black women. Take a rest, because the black women are the ones, because of your nature of nurturing, that are empathetic to these people's problems. And how the hell can you be empathetic to these people's problems when they're not empathetic to yours? They will let your child be beat in the street and say, well, he should have been following instructions. Okay. So again, you guys, thanks for listening. I got to get out of here. I will talk to you guys. Learn your Spanish mañana, tomorrow, or a little bit later. Talk to you guys later.